Hi everyone, it's November 6th, and the name of my channel is New Vision Mindset. I'm here to help you see the new you with me. Personal development is very important to me because I think with the way the world works and how it's always changing, we have to be able to survive. That's what they call evolution, the survival of the fittest. And we can't remain stuck or stagnant. And so, any type of growth, whether it's personal, spiritual, physical, mental development, it kind of keeps you with the pace of the world because it's moving faster and faster each and every day. So, I'm excited to share with you guys the things I've learned. I do have a degree in psychology. So I did that a few years back. That's when I first was interested in just learning like what makes each and every person tick because we all have different things that motivate us. And so I took a psychology class and I think the rest I would go into bookstores and just read different self-help books about philosophy, self-help, psychology, those type of things. And I did that for many years. Number one, experience. I think experience, because I'm a risk taker. I love taking risks. I think experience is a big teacher because it's easy to say, oh, I'm not going to do that from outside of the club. But trying new things, meeting new people, talking to all types of people, you kind of begin to understand that the world is so big. It's so much bigger than you even know. And so, what you may think is right, it might be right for you, or it might be your truth. It's just not universal. And there's just so much more to understanding people, yourself, and being able to integrate properly in the world without stepping on anyone's toes and without them stepping on yours. So I'm going to give you guys a background on my life. Um, like I said, my name is Kedra. I was born and raised in Boston. My parents are Trinidadian, but I was raised in a Trinidadian household. My parents were not Americanized at all, and they didn't even want to be. So, and we was also raised as Jehovah Witnesses. So it's Jehovah Witnesses and Trinidadian together, which was a very interesting combination because Trinidadians are very strict. So my mother had a very strict upbringing, and Jehovah's Witnesses are very strict. And they have a very structured way of serving God. So it was interesting because it almost felt like we couldn't do anything. We couldn't even walk to the corner store without, my mother having a heart attack. So that's how it was growing up. So we read the Bible a lot. I don't know if you guys know about the religion, Jehovah Witness, but it's a lot of Bible reading. A lot of Bible reading, knocking on doors. I was knocking on doors at 3 years old, teaching the good news of the kingdom. So I did that. And then we went to the Kingdom Hall. That's what they call their church. We went to the Kingdom Hall 3 times a week. It was Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So we did that for many years until I kind of got older, maybe like in my early 20s, and I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. But I do sometimes still go to the Kingdom Hall now because I do find that it did instill in me a number of principles that are valuable. They're timeless. Laws change, but principles never change. They are timeless. So I do believe that being a Jehovah's Witness or growing up as one made a very big difference in my life. And that's where my spiritual intelligence comes from. So off into the world I go at maybe, I don't know, about 20, 24, 25. I start veering off and exploring the world. I became an exotic dancer at, I think it was 25, 26, somewhere there. That was fun. Lots of fun. But I learned a lot in that world. It's a whole different world. Just um, being around dancers, being around clients, and working at different clubs. It was pretty fun. But you learn a lot from talking to men. Like I have a whole uh, file cabinet of the things that men said to me. So you learn a lot uh, from talking to men and seeing how they think, even when in regards to relationships. Everything I do, you'll see, I look at it as a learning experience. To me, you can learn from anything, good, bad, indifferent. Everything in life is meant to teach you a lesson. And don't be afraid to learn the lessons. Some lessons are harder than others. We're not going to deny that. But everything in life, as long as it doesn't kill you, you're meant to learn from it and grow from it. You'll be surprised how the worst things in life can bring out the best aspects of your growth. And I've learned that myself. My mom, she passed away in 2019 from cancer. She had stage 4 cancer all over her body, and it was pretty hard for me because me and my mom was really close, and um, yeah, it felt like I was on the floor. I was like literally on the floor for like 2 years mentally. Like it was so hard to just get up and face the day, and but I made it through, and it's been 5 years now, and I would not have imagined that 5 years later the things that I gained from her death are as equally important to my development as a person. So a lot of times we just have to put our trust in the process. I know it sounds cliche, but we have to rely on the universal laws. The universal laws are here to protect us. It may look chaotic. There could be so much stuff going on in your life where everything just looks bad, but this little bit amount of faith can help you get through anything in life. And you have to understand that everything in life is here. The universal laws, the universe, that your higher self, God, a higher power, whatever you want to call it, it's here to protect you. I never really was into the internet though. It's funny, but now I'm like, you can meet so many people in such far places with the internet. It's amazing. Like I've actually grew a following on Instagram when I wasn't doing the self-development thing. I was just doing like funny videos, but you can actually meet a lot of people from I have people following me from Africa, for all across the United States, just in so many places, India, that are following me. So it's amazing. I love it. Um, but I started like thinking about changing. I wanted to be more intentional about what I was feeding to the world. I've always been into meditating, affirmations. Like I said, reading. I read a lot of books, which I will be sharing with you because I got some bangers for y'all. Um, but I do a lot of reading and meditating and stuff. But I wanted to be more intentional about the information that I was sharing with you guys because I was keeping it all to myself. Literally. I mean, I remember even like years ago when I was working in the strip club. I'd go to the strip club, I'd work, I'd come home, but the next morning I was meditating and I was reading books. So I've been reading for a very long time. I think back then I was like reading 48 Laws of Power. I was reading The Power of Positive Thinking, um, The Four Agreements. Like these are really good books to help with self-development. A lot of people try to put the 48 Laws of Power as something like it's manipulation or whatever, but you can also use it, most importantly, as a defense to recognize when someone's trying to manipulate you. So that's what I used it as, just for awareness. But Robert F. Greene goes in depth in explaining how people will go, people, this is their character. This is their character. It's not a mistake. It's not just something simple of them making a mistake one day and acting a certain way. This is who they are underneath all the layers. They just don't come out right away and tell you because they can't, because society won't accept it. So you see it little by little as you're dealing with people. And even today, when you deal with people, you're like, wow, I didn't know this person was like that. They've always been like that. It was like that way before they met you. Your character is actually formed as you're in the first stages of childhood development, and that's from 0 to like 11 years old. So who that person is and how they act, and if they're neurotic, if they're angry, all those things, a lot of those behaviors and mental illness, this all forms in through those years. That's why those years are so crucial. Those years are crucial for what a child experiences because that's going to shape who they are for the next 60, 70, 80 years. So I'm just here just to shed light, um, just to show you that no matter what you go through, uh, or what you've been through, what you were, because, like I said, I used to be a dancer. So what you are, and some things are part of circumstance and some things are fate. You can be this way and you can end up being this way if you choose to make changes, positive changes in your life. If you choose to use the right tools. A lot of things we have to unlearn because if your mom, your father taught you this back in, I don't know, 1980, 1990, doesn't mean it's still applicable today. Things change, the world changes, and you're allowed to change. Don't let anyone think that, oh, because you were I'm going to say the worst thing, because you were a murderer, that you have to be a murderer for the rest of your life. Life is a lifelong journey of learning. And once you are open to learning and open to developing, anything is possible. It's when you're not open to developing. Some people really don't want to change. No matter how miserable they are, no matter how many jobs they lose, no matter how many friends they lose, they don't want to change. They'd rather spew in their misery and point the finger at everyone. Oh, I did that because of that person. I did that because of this person and this person. So, but as long as you're open and willing to change, and want to form a new identity, this channel is for you. So I'm excited to grow with you guys because everything that I'm teaching you, I'm also learning or relearning myself and looking at it from a different perspective.